Ready to go.
We're very intimidating people, so.
I'm interested in learning Spanish. Do you know any American poets that have been translated into Spanish?
Oh, that's very sweet. My dad just wants me to say that I just recently had my first 2 poems translated into Spanish for a magazine in Mexico. I was like, apparently, so I don't know anything about poetry outside of America, and so I was like, oh, well, that's neat, okay. And then I went to like the place on Facebook. They had like 10 billion Facebook likes. I realized it's like the poetry magazine of Mexico, basically. So I was really excited, and they sent me my contributor copy of the mail. I'm like, this is so cool. I don't know how to read this. I'm excited still. Thank you, Father. Any non-setup questions?
Well, a follow-up question maybe then. It's just interesting because I've always found like the whole translation process really interesting. So, did you have any role in or knowledge in picking who translated it, or was it just kind of they just did it?
That's a very cool and interesting question to me. Not to hate on your question. Yeah, I've been thinking about this a lot because I just went to that writers' conference, and I was seeing panels of translators and people who have been translated talking about this in much more articulate ways than I can, because I've just hit like the tip of the translation iceberg. But the more experimental a piece is, the more difficult it is to translate. So just having poetry in general is typically more difficult. There are more things that you're trying to incorporate into the piece than like stereo instructions, say. But like the stuff that I have, it's there's made up words in my pieces. There's all these sorts of American idioms, so like cliches, right, that I twist, and like even the idioms don't exist in the other language, let alone the ruinings that I made of them.
That's why they have all the confused look, huh?
Right. So the back and forth, I didn't get to choose the translator, but it was a very tolerant, patient person, fortunately, that I got to work with. And the back and forth was copious between us because of that. I think at the end of the day, and I've definitely heard much more intelligent people than me say this, is like when you're translating poetry, you are just kind of making a new piece. You're making an echo of a different piece and sort of like making a piece after, Nico Moore or something like that. It was a great process that I was very privileged to take part of, though. Thanks, Vince.
I was going to ask you, Nico,
Yes.
are you I don't remember seeing you before. Are you from Kenosha?
I am,
And
yeah.
what are you? Are you a musician? Do you? You sang beautifully in poetry.
Actually, I went to Bradford. It was a theater.
Hey.
I did theater at Bradford. I went to Columbia College. I majored in musical theater there. So I was in choir and all that stuff. So I kind of rebelled against structured art and started writing poetry. And then I love hip hop, so I started putting poetry to hip hop beats and making music that way. And I love to sing, so I just do cover songs sometimes. There's different Frank Sinatra's, and so I try to experiment with the music, and I got inspiration pretty much a lot of different places. So mostly I do poetry and just write just because it's easy and accessible. But then I like to do music as well. Yeah. So I'm here and I work at the Boys and Girls Club teaching music there, and I've been in Kenosha for.
Where do you teach?
At the Boys and Girls Club. They have a music studio now, so I'm like the head music coordinator.
Yeah.
You play instruments?
I do not. I don't. I dabble in guitar. I'm trying. I want to learn someday. But then I see people like this guy. I'm like, I'm 30. It's like after a while, that whole like learning new things kind of fails. But
At 30? You're done after an hour.
it feels like one way behind the curve there.
I'll be 30 again.
Did I answer your question?
Yeah, thank you.
Go here and here. Go right there. Go ahead.
I have a question for Marco Highness. I remember the first bonk you did. You're just a little baby guy.
He was 5 years old.
And you've improved since then.
That's not a question.
Markedly. But I happen to know you personally.
Right.
I don't know if you know that. And I know that you work super hard, you practice, you like never put it down since that first bonk. So I'm just wondering, what have you learned since your first bonk? How old were you when you did your first bonk? Like 17?
17, I think.
And he's 18 now.
I think playing the first bonk gave me a lot of confidence, and I don't think I would, like, if I hadn't played that bonk, I wouldn't have been able to do what I'm doing right now. Getting in front, like, just playing in front of strangers, like I'm in a band and we do a lot of stuff, and just getting up in front of just a group of strangers. Like I know a lot of people here, but like it gave me like a lot of confidence to like just get out and just do it. So that's what I learned from playing the first bonk.
Well, it's been an honor to watch you get as good as you are.
Thank you.
I didn't mean to insult that first performance.
That first performance kind of sucked.
Oh, please. No. Eli.
We'll go here.
I also have a question for Marco. You have a post-hardcore band or some such. What are your influences, hardcore punk-wise?
I really liked this band called Dance Gavin Dance. I used to listen to them a lot in high school, and that's one of them. And then Thrice, I really like Thrice a lot, and a band called Defeater.
I was going to ask you, Nico, with your poetry, do you find yourself scanning, in terms of you're incorporating music, do you find yourself scanning through a course of time and genres of music and incorporating multiple? So you mentioned Frank Sinatra, and then you go to hip hop. You probably couldn't be more farther apart in musical standards on there. Do you find that's very helpful for your poetry and scanning that?
Yeah, I
Did
think so.
everybody hear that question?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I do. It's interesting. When I first started putting music to hip hop, I was called like hip hop Beatles, hip hop hippies. You know, because it was like I was using the influences from Bob Marley, the Beatles, like I said, Frank Sinatra. And then I dance as well. So it was like all these different type of styles and things. Just and being musical theater. I mean, if anybody knows musical theater, it's a cluster, of art and music, and every genre is just in one ball of wax and just thrown at you. So it was pretty cool to have all that and be able to use it. And it took me a while, and I'm still in the process, but using it in a constructive, in a linear way, just to make it all make sense to me. It's interesting, but yeah.
Cool. Last two questions.
Well, I know all y'all, but I kind of know the answer to a lot of this, but I figured this would be probably pretty smart for everybody, like, who wants to share some of their stuff. So, 2 of you from Racine, 2 of you from Kenosha. There are a lot of different places, more and more in Racine, that you can go to, like open mics and open jams, and like share your stuff. In Kenosha, are there the same type of opportunities out there, open mics, open jams, places that you can share your stuff? That's question one. Question two, you guys are all great writers and like songwriters and lyricists. Do you guys freestyle at all?
Do you want to answer?
Question
I don't know anything about Kenosha. I know Stazzy Bees does an open mic. I've never played at it, but I know that they do one. And there's another one I can't think of right now.
TG's done sometimes.
What's that? TG, yeah, TG's Fusion. I think they're
Fusion are doing stuff like that.
They're doing an open jam. I'm actually in meet on Monday with the owner to start maybe just specifically a poetry. Kind of, cause we got a lot of places like Stazzy Bees and a couple places around here. They're bars, so it's like if you bring poetry, you bring music into a bar, and people are just like, oh, talking in the background. Once you're done, they're like, oh yeah, he's done. Okay, cool. So to have something where people can be audience. They can listen and they can get what we give, and give back. And so that's I think that's it. There used to be a bunch of places, but I can't think of what it's called right now. There's a tattoo place
Oh, yeah.
On 6th Street. They just started. I think they do every other Wednesday.
My oldest daughter's boyfriend works there.
Yeah. I can't think of what it's called.
I can't remember what it's called.
It's on. It's right there across from right down the street from the bookstore. There's a pizza place. That pizza place right there. Oh, that's a good idea. I think I'm gonna start maybe doing something there too. But yeah, we need a lot more ideas. So maybe library could be a place.
I think the biggest difference between we're seeing in Kenosha for these kinds of things is that most of what goes on in Kenosha is cover.
It is.
People come in and sing, doing Mustang Sally or whatever. They're going, but you guys have, the things that you guys have done particularly are a lot cooler.
Plain and simple. It is a lot cooler. It is.
As far as freestyling goes, me and my brother and my friend Pearson, Matt, have freestyle, dabbled in it. It's mostly terrible, but it's like a Lil B type thing. Y'all heard Lil B? Kind of bass god type, just whatever comes to your brain, and it's just nonsense, mostly.
I'm getting back into it.
Oh, I used to do a type of writing where you just write, just like, kind of just whatever's coming out of your brain. I don't remember what it's called. Something like that, yeah.
Stream of consciousness,
yeah, stream of consciousness. I used to do that in high school a bit, but not so much anymore.
I'm getting back into it. I used to do a lot back in the day, but yeah, it's necessary. I think to let it flow off the top of the brain per se.
Nick is just asking this question because I garden with him and we freestyle at the garden all the time. He's really talented and I'm really not. But we went to the writers' conference together. That was a 7-hour drive, one way. And for the 14 hours, we basically freestyled. And Kelsey was so tolerant of that.
I couldn't freestyle as my life depended on it. But I used to take a kind of drug that made me just talk. And the words would just keep on coming out.
That counts?
No, really. Because it was irritating to everybody. It irritated me just to hear it.
Listen, Nick, if you need some advice, you can always ask Carrie Souffet.
Okay, last questions right there?
Oh, somebody else has. Oh, I was just gonna, your name Mitchell?
Brent.
Do you play for the public besides like here, or do you have another job that keeps you too busy, or? I loved your playing and your singing.
Thanks very much.
Why don't you tell them what you're doing right now? What you staying busy with?
I'm in seminary right
now.
You are?
Yeah. So I'm going to Chicago, all week, and then I have 4 kids, and then we travel a lot.
But you can hear him every Sunday at 11 o'clock at the Spaceship Church.
And yeah, I have
put a slot in for him, and he sings, at least one, sometimes 2, often original songs, because he's got there's the literary genre, and then there's a whole theological.
I also have a blasphemous genre that I don't do at church. But I think the two need to go together. But I have a trio ostensibly, but we've not been playing much. We're going to do a little reunion thing at Fusion pretty soon, I think. And then I play around, when I can. I used to have agents get gigs for me, and I am really bad at selling anything, and I really hate selling myself it's embarrassing. I'm terrible at it.
I feel you. It's hard, definitely.
So I end up not without any gigs. And it's my own fault. It's my own fault, but I'd be playing all the time, every night at times.
Now you said you're going to the seminary? Does that mean you're going to be what? That's a Catholic thing, isn't it? You're married with 4 kids. Or at least you have 4 kids.
It's a Muslim seminary. It's a Muslim seminary. Muslim. Islamic. No, I'm just kidding. No.
It's a Methodist seminary.
It's a Methodist seminary, but it doesn't mean anything to me. I'm going to go.
I don't know seminary. I always hear Catholic preschool.
It comes from the word semen, actually. It really does. That's true. Because being inseminated.
Just blew your mind.
Inseminated with the spirit. I didn't make that up. That's true. But
Wow.
yeah, it's kind of funny, isn't it? It's like the whole foreskin thing in the Old Testament. But I'll skip there. But
Thank you, everyone.
Real good. Stream of consciousness.
Father, you had last question right
I
here.
was asking Brent questions, so I had a question for him. I've always enjoyed your performances every time I've heard you, but the thing that you put on Bonk This Monster was one of my favorites. Is that on a CD or any place I can get it?
This is a song that you're talking about?
Yeah, you remember that song?
is it the one where I'm sort of talking, rapping something like a sort of, am I singing?
Playing with a group at that time.
Yeah, no, I don't have it on anything. It's on YouTube somewhere. It's called, this is what I think. I'm playing like Jimi Hendrix sounding guitar stuff. Yeah. Juke.
Juke, right, that's it. Thank you.
Yeah.
And that's not available except on YouTube for free.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So, okay, we're pretty much wrapped up. Buy Brent Mitchell's clothing, buy his clothing, buy his albums, buy t-shirts from Mexico City. I have books and we have Bonk shirts over there. We even have Ask Me Why I Love Racine stickers. Thank you all so much for coming. It was a real honor for me to get to have all these cats up here. And just to close out the night, Nico's going to drop one more thing on us. Yay.